What's up, guys? Bizarre 1000 here with my WE Hell in a Cell review. Okay, we start off the show with Orton and Del Rio. You know what? This ended up being a pretty darn good match. Orton hit a pretty sweet RKO. I'm watching the World Series as well. So Orton wins. Then the next match is the tag title match. Road Scholars versus Team Hell No. A pretty good match, back and forth. A really good tag match, I thought. Ended up being a disqualification. Kane and Daniel Bryan kind of hit each other and go into trying to see dysfunctional or find a way to find themselves. So it ended up winning by a DQ. No DQ, disqualified. So that kind of sucked. But at least this way we get another match between these guys. So I think this would be cool. Then we move into the Intercontinental title match, which was another really good match. Miz versus Kofi Kingston. Miz really worked his leg, and I really liked how they did this match. But Kofi ended up retaining his title as well. And then we also get a couple bonus matches. The first bonus match we would see would be the U.S. title match. It was Antonio Cesaro, or Claudio Castagnoli, however you want to call him, whatever you want to call him, versus Justin Gabriel. We did see recently, I think on a Raw or Superstars, I don't know, that Gabriel picked up a win over Cesaro, so he was guaranteed a title shot. So he got one. Another good match. And Cesaro, I believe this is Cesaro's second pay-per-view, yeah, because I believe the match was Ryder, but this was a pretty good deep into the card by now. And the second bonus match we would get would be a tag match. It was a really good tag match. I mean, really well done match. It was Ray and Sin Cara versus Primetime Players. You know, millions of dollars. Another really good match. Then we would go into a world title match before the Divas match. So there was about 8 matches thrown on this card. I was like, whoa. Well, I gotta admit, that was pretty darn good. The next match was the world title match. You know what? This match was better than I thought. I mean, this match shocked me. I was thinking, like, man, just think if this would have been in the cell. I think this match would have just tore the roof off being in the cell. Well, they didn't do that, so what are we gonna do? We can't really. I know I was disappointed, but this was a good match. It blew me away. It was a really underrated match, I thought. But Big Show ended up becoming your new world champion. So the Big Show is the new world champion. And no, Ziggler did not cash in. And then we have a pretty good Divas match. I think I'm covering all the matches. We have a pretty good Divas match, guys. I mean, he ended up retaining. CM Punk Ryback, the match we've all been waiting for. In the Hell in the Cell, you know what? The match really wasn't that good. It was I guess it was entertaining to a point. I mean, I was intrigued to see how far they were going to go with this. It was just like Punk was basically just running and hitting a couple moves here, a couple moves there. The match was maybe 10, 15 minutes tops, if that. Maybe 10 minutes, if that, I'm not mistaken. Winter just lasted longer than the match did, I think. But in the end, if you all remember, that referee who they called out and was mad about him counting when his foot was under the rope ended up screwing over Ryback. We get the conclusion of the match, and in the end, they ended up screwing over Ryback. With the referee ended up blowing Ryback, and then CM Punk rolls him up 1, 2, 3. I would see some little vignettes throughout the night. I believe I covered all the matches. Orton won. Team Hell No retains. The Road Scholars won by DQ. Kofi kept his belt. Antonio Cesaro won. Sin Cara and Rey Mysterio beat Primetime Players. I don't know if I said that, but they beat them in a really good tag match. Big Show's the new champ. CM Punk retained his title. Eve, yeah, so we got 8 matches. So yeah, those are your winners tonight, guys. Have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow, maybe.